In this video, I'm going to show you how to look at the audience overlap inside of your audience section inside of your Ads Manager. So first and foremost, you want to get to your audience section here in your Ads Manager. You should be able to, if you're already in the manager, you'll be able to select the people's icon over here that should say audiences, or you can find it in your all tools and navigate to your audience section. And with the audience overlap, you've probably heard this talked about either in my ads clinic or maybe Amar or Evan has mentioned it to you as you're building audiences. The biggest issue here, and I know I've talked about it a few times, is you want to make sure that you're not bidding against yourself at auction when you run these ads, right? If you are using similar targets or similar groupings, which I've talked about previously, you're going to bid against yourself and you may serve your ads to the same person in two different audiences. So we want to try to avoid that, and we ultimately want to get a very thorough test. And the best way we can do that is ensuring that we don't have a gigantic amount of overlap in the audiences that we build. Make sure you give yourself some patience in this. Sometimes it takes some time and a little bit of thinking, but in this video I'm going to show you how to look at that. So here I have one of our clients, Ryan's ad account up, and we're in his audience section again. So I have selected 5 audiences. You only can select 5 at any given time. So you can hit this check mark box right here next to any of the ones that you want to put together. You can do 2, or you can do up to 5 again. So check that box, and then you're going to click these 3 dots right here at the top. Go ahead and click that, and then you should be able to select Show Audience Overlap. Open this up, and inside of here, it's going to show you the total audience of these audiences themselves, and it'll also show you the overlap percentage of the one that is up here at the top. So first off, we're comparing the self-help PNS, which is 2.3 million people, and we're comparing that overlap with all of the other audiences down here. So you can see the John Williams lovers, there's a 3% overlap, which is only 74,000 people out of this, right? You have 5% down here, 106 out of this, and so on and so forth. We want to make sure that we try to get our audiences at 10% or below for audience overlap. Give yourself a little flexibility, but don't have it in the 20s or the 30%. So that's going to be way too much. At most, you should look at 10 to 15, but really you want to strive for your audiences to have no more than 10% overlap. You can select them individually to see what the overlap is for all of them by dropping this box down here at the top. You can select the next one. We'll see the John Williams lovers. We can also see that there is nothing above 10% for him. We can go to the next ones. Here we can see the same thing. We've got one at 11%, but I'm not going to sweat that too much. Don't worry, then you'd have to remove targets and change things around. It's a little bit too much work for just 1%, so don't sweat it. But what we want to do is we want to come in here every time we build audiences and we're testing them out to make sure that we don't have a crazy overlap and you're bidding against yourself and ultimately raising your prices and your cost per results, etc. We want to make sure that we're testing out to fresh audiences, trying to hit different areas and making sure that we give our best shot at trying to find those people throughout wherever they're at and whatever they're interacting with on Meta. But this should help you, keep your audiences separated and ultimately help you attract the right people and not bid against yourself and make sure your costs are low. Good luck, guys.